We got it.
We got it. We got it.
What's going on? All right. Host of the Who Would Win cast. Yes, that one, not Who Would Win. And guests on Super Bracket Bros. It is Steve and Chris on the show tonight for some fun versus matches.
Hey, how's it going? Thanks for having us.
Anytime. I'm your host, Sully. I'm solidifying that we are going all-star guest star this season. Sorry, I'm losing. Let me reword that. We're having an all-star guest bracket this season.
Oh, thanks for considering us all-star guests.
Wow, that is too kind. That is too kind of you.
If you're an awesome podcast, you deserve to be on here. So,
thank you.
So just that we decided, they do all kinds of versus matches, mainly movies and TV, and I just figured we'd keep it in that lane. We'll have plenty of time for other video game and comic book character face-offs. We'll go from there. But just as a little promo, just a little. I know you guys have talked before many times how you started the show, but all together, what were some of the other things that kind of put it in place? Were other friends suggesting it, and as well, it was like, hey, you guys got a voice, maybe you should do radio, and you're just like, well, that's not going to happen, so we might as well start a podcast.
No, it started 6 years ago now, which is crazy to think. And I don't want to take and originally my goal when we created it was I thought about having like a different friend of mine on every episode, because my friend group, they all
until it's stuck.
My friend group, they all have their topics, their niches that they love to talk about, and Chris is my brother-in-law, and I had him on. I wanted like second or third episode. Like you were like, oh, that's so cool. Steve started a podcast. Like, yeah, I definitely want to be on it. And then as time went on, my other friends, they moved away or too busy with their lives, and Chris was just the steady guy who would show up, which is really important. But Chris is also Chris is also hysterical, so I can always count on Chris to bring some laughs and some fun. So it's just kind of morphed, and that's kind of what I feel like podcasting is all about in a way. Like you kind of have an aim, and then
you can adapt as you find what works.
You adapt to make it work for you. Like you don't want to be confined into a box. You want to grow and make it your own area. So and we've been doing it, like I said, ever since. We have 150 episodes now, and it's a great time. I mean, we don't do it professionally. We don't do it. I'll be honest, as consistent.
You don't? No, I'm just kidding.
We don't do it as consistent as other podcasters and podcasts do. Only because Chris and I, we both have careers, we both have families, we both have children.
You're teachers and flight supervisors.
So yeah, exactly. So that's why it's more of it's a hobby. Like we've literally never made a penny off of our show, and right, exactly, and that's not a goal of ours, exactly. So we just want to do it to have fun, and
that's what we do.
And that's what we do. I don't know, Chris, if you want to add anything. Sorry, I kind of.
No, that was perfect. That was really nice. Thank you.
Sure thing.
And it is fun for me. So
it sucks having to describe it as long as we can. People though.
What's that? I'm sorry.
It sucks having to describe it to people though too. They're like, you should be making money off it. Like it wouldn't make it any less meaningful.
Right. I mean, it'd be cool. But
if it becomes work and you just don't want to do it, then don't.
And that's the thing. Like, I don't want it to ever become work. Once I feel like it's work, then I don't feel like I'm going to be enjoying it as much as I do.
Yeah. Have your editor pal help out. Have someone else contribute content. I have one pal who desperately just wants to interview people, so he pretty much does all the interview booking. So half the time I have to just, be up to the scoop, and it's like, okay, what's something I can ask him that's not going to be fucking stupid?
Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
Pretty family oriented. You don't go too over the top with your show, which is also kind of cool.
Yeah, we try to be.
I sound critical since I just cursed them less than this morning.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, I mean, we just I wouldn't say our debates and our episodes, we don't get heated. We get passionate, I'll say, for certain things. But
we've never overblown our language too much. It's always been just kind of just reacting to just ridiculous stuff celebrities said when making the movie or something like that, where it's like, get the hell out of here. No way that happened.
Right.
But we do our best to never. Sometimes I had with some people who like to be over the top. It's like, hey, remember, guys, I don't want to get sued for defamation of character. Just make sure that you are actually addressing the critique. You're not just jumping on a giant rant that made the internet or broke YouTube 5 summers ago. You're actually explaining why you personally, this movie meant something to you, or why you got hooked on this TV show, or why this filmmaker changed your life, or for better or worse.
Yeah.
It sucks. Not everyone can do it. There's some who want to say, hey, I want to be red letter media. I'm like, well, pass. Good on you if you like it. I don't want to do anything that just sounds like we're just talking smack.
Right. Exactly. No, that's exactly how we feel too.
Comedically done kind of hey, here's some. We debated the IMDb top 250. That was fun, but kind of gave warning. It's like, hey, it's not really a favorable review, but it's not necessarily,
right.
anything that's too over the top. It's like, why are so many depressing movies on here?
Or recent ones too.
Yeah, or recent ones instead of, or the one that was on there at one point is now no longer on there.
Right, exactly.
Well, anyways, yeah. So we'll get to it. We figure this out ahead of time, so we decided, okay, we can probably try this out. It would be a good idea of just taking on just similar types of spies and comedic heroes and villains. It'd be a fun time.
That's it. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
Fun is your middle name.
How'd you know?
Yes. Okay. So we're going to do a spy face-off. Chris, I'm going to have you be Team Mission Impossible. Steven, I'm going to have you be Team James Bond.
Great.
Okay, perfect.
And since I go by the theory that they're all agents with different code names, yes, you get to use that. You get to use all versions of James Bond.
Fair. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take that. I disagree with that theory, but I'll take it.
Oh, okay.
I just go by the whole, if M's different, if Moneypenny's different, Bond's got to be different, because there's just no way he changed his hair and served in the Navy every single time.
Yeah, I think, Steve, I'm surprised. I think they just do whatever they want for the movie. Because Daniel Craig got to be, Daniel Craig's was the very first, when he became James Bond, and also when he got so old and he had to leave.
There's no way
in one.
That's
what I'm saying.
So you're saying that the James Bond that Daniel Craig portrayed was both the first and last Bond, and every other James Bond story happened in between those two times.
Oh no! I'm saying it's a different story every time.
Oh,
well,
okay.
That's what the theory is talking about. That it's because some of the M's and Moneypennies and.
Well, like
Q, we might agree, and we might just be saying it a different way.
Yeah.
Well, remember, Judi Dench
because the theory is that he's the same James Bond, or it's a.
The theory is that
it's a code
different.
Name. Yeah, it's a different person, but it's a different code name. Because Q, the actor who plays Q, is the same from Sean Connery all the way to Pierce Brosnan.
Right.
Well, and I think with the video games they expanded it a little more, just with how, William Dafoe is playing the protege of Max Zorin from Roger Moore time. And he's
Willem Dafoe is in the video games?
Yeah, Everything or Nothing. It was really cool.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Huh. And he's facing off with Pierce Brosnan, and you're having to fight Jaws from Roger Moore era.
Right, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that is true.
And again, just M and Q crossing over with two eras is like, yes, where the hell did this storyline?
Right, yeah. No, I see what you're saying.
It seems like the Broccoli's just want to argue with any fan anyway, when they're like,
yeah,
we didn't borrow from Bourne or Taken. Like, well, then why did you use some of the same filming locations and stunt guys?
Right.
So, yeah, Steve will be Team MI6, and Chris will be Team Mission Impossible, Possible Missions Force. So scenario is you got to infiltrate a building, and basically the first one to steal the computer and all the other tech and leave most of the other team dead basically wins the fight.
All right.
How do you see this envisioning in your head? Steve, I'll let you go.
All right. So I'm thinking James Bond, he's going in and
Wait,
he's
which
not
one?
Oh man. I mean, I'm biased because I love
Okay, go with your favorite.
I grew up with Daniel Craig's Bond, so I
Wait,
love
you grew up with Daniel Craig's Bond?
Yeah.
I'm like not that much older than you.
Like
I would say I grew up with Pierce Brosnan.
I mean, like, yeah, I mean,
They were on all the time, so I saw them all back to back.
like, so I will say, so the first ever James Bond I ever saw was Die Another Day, which doesn't help when it comes to getting into James.
Okay, no,
Bond.
yeah, I hear you.
It's pretty bad.
I love Daniel Craig, but I do. I mean, the suaveness of Sean Connery is great too. Man,
Sexual harassment.
Sexual harassment of Sean Connery's not great. The bruteness of Craig and like Dalton
sure knows how to
great.
punch a bitch.
Yeah. So I'll say Sean Connery.
Bum come out from MI6.
I'll say Sean Connery's Bond he'll walk into the bank and he like I think like Daniel Craig's Bond would go in.
He dies first.
No. He like Daniel Craig's Bond would go in and I think he would just start beating people to accomplish the goal.
It depends if there's a pretty lady or a poker table.
That's well. I mean, if there's a poker table in a bank, that'd be kind of interesting, I guess.
Wait, did we say it was a bank? I thought it was just a building.
That's right.
It's an able bum cover.
Okay.
But no, seriously, it's just they're in. Think of kind of like the Expendables or a Fast and Furious type building. It's like a giant see-through.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know where I got banged from.
Better yet, just say Nakatomi Plaza. They're at Nakatomi Plaza.
Perfect.
There we go.
Absolutely
in LA, so they're outside their comfort zone. Let's just say signals have been jammed by IMF and MI6 has permission to break all kinds of protocol, even kill cops or bank robbers who get in the way.
I mean, when you have a license to kill, I guess you're allowed to do that kind of thing, right?
But they're kind of going more in a NSA kind of like if you get captured, this is it. If you come back.
So one of the only problems though with picking Sean Connery's Bond is if he goes in and there is a pretty woman there, he might get distracted.
He's totally going to get distracted.
That's like half the James Bonds. That's
what I'm saying. I could go with one that wouldn't do that.
Yeah. Well, who wouldn't?
I think Daniel Craig's.
What are you kidding? Remember that?
Oh, they all think with their dicks. So make your life easy. They're only going to get distracted by the female gals.
But like if there's a mission, like Daniel Craig,
he'll use a female to go to get the mission.
But I think Sean Connery's Bond would just get distracted.
Like it actually would be a distraction.
It would actually be a distraction, and he would be with the woman, and then he'd be like, I don't know,
just forget about the
right. He'd forget about the situation, and then he'd have to.
I agree with that. Yeah.
So and Roger Moore's would probably be the same way. So Daniel Craig's might help me out here. So if he goes in, if he has to seduce a woman or something in order to, get the information that he needs, then, the time he's like, all right, boom, got it. Good to go. He leaves and he's going in brute force. Now the interesting thing with Daniel Craig is, he doesn't have the great Q technology
not really
that the older James Bonds have, I mean, he does get a radio and, what else does he get? He gets
his watch did a couple things.
His watch exploded. Yeah. How does time fly? That great line. But like Q, in Skyfall specifically says like, oh, were you expecting an exploding pen? We really don't go in for that anymore. So then they're also acknowledging that Q branch did at one point create exploding pens, which then also relates to the Q branch of the old Q when now it's like, is it the same, different coding? That's where it gets interesting.
Marvel made every movie has to be a continuity, and maybe it's just a funny joke about an old James Bond movie.
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
So either way, you're not. I mean, Chris is not using your dad's Mission Impossible. You're using Tom Cruise on steroids version.
Oh yeah,
which is amazing.
Building infiltration is like their specialty.
You have permission to use all the agents, living and dead. So you got Maggie Q, Jonathan Rhys Meyers, Ving Rhames, who's always Luther in all of them. I'll leave traitorous John Voight out of here. And you got
Jeremy Renner.
You can have Jeremy Renner. You can
Paula
have
Patton.
And what's the?
You can have allies
funny guy.
Oh, you got Simon Pegg.
Simon Pegg.
Yeah, I mean Benji Dunn is phenomenal.
Yep. I'm taking Benji for sure.
Do you want to take?
You can take Thandie Newton if you want.
Henry Cavill. But like before, I guess he's always bad.
I don't want it.
No traitors. Just like I said, it's John Voight. It'd be like if you were to bring 006. Why would you do that to yourself?
You don't want to take. I wouldn't take Alec Trevelyan with me. Yeah, but Chris, this is like your bread and butter.
No, it really is. I mean,
the Burj Khalifa.
Tom Cruise can scale a building like no problem.
Right.
Benji's hacking all the cameras, all the computers, so all the doors are just opening up.
Right.
Tom Cruise probably would want to do a new stunt for the movie.
Tom Cruise.
He'd be like,
well, and he's hyped up on his Scientology drugs and ever that keep him immortal, like a Highlander. So I think he's good.
Right. So yeah, but he's done building climbing, so he's gonna want to do something else probably.
Yeah,
he's done
space.
He's done skydiving.
He's gonna want to like fly an airplane, jump out of the airplane into the building. He hasn't done that. He has flown an airplane. He's climbed a building,
but he's never
jumped
to building.
Never plane to building.
That will be the new stunt.
That'd be really impressive. But then the problem is, what happens to the plane?
What happens to the plane?
What happens to the plane?
It can be remote control. I'm sure they could have.
I'm sure Benji can totally.
That's the thing about Mission Impossible is they can have like a crazy like unreal technology.
And that's the thing too.
It's not really grounded in like full reality. It's a little bit, but not like full reality.
Whereas MI6 doesn't have that because MI6 is a real thing. So they are bound by more or less, but like
the bureaucrats are. But that again, MI6 is the equivalent of CIA for Britain.
Right?
While MI5, also cool show by the way, is basically FBI equivalent. So yeah.
But like in I forget one of the Pierce Brosnan ones, they have like an invisible car. Like that's where it's like
that's the Die Another Day shitfest. So
right, it's like, can you suspend your disbelief that the government would have
and yes,
that
you
much
can use that if you want
of an access? I mean, that would be a great thing.
You should try that.
Yeah.
So basically, you guys both got your gadgets. Bond's got again giant ass car and rappeling and steroid abilities, and again Ethan Hunt. He's always been kind of a mixture of all kinds of spy. He's Tom Cruise, who can do amazing things.
Yeah, he can just
crazy
do
things.
Whatever
jump off a building for real. And they both got Krav Maga moves, But I remember one person summed it up pretty well in one article, and my dad found it hysterical because he loves spy movies. He was like, so James Bond is basically a street thug. Well, Jason Bourne's basically a hitman. Works for the CIA. Because it's like Bond uses all kinds of street fighting, but yes, he has all these Batman-esque gadgets. And while, Mission Impossible is not shabby either. But if there's one thing the show and the movie got in common is, again, you can do all this saboteur stuff that MacGyver took aim for, and the A-Team basically is a discount version of, but you don't have a van. You have you can change it, you can make each other look like the other one. So next thing you know, you could literally infiltrate the team by the fact that you got a face that looks like one of the Bonds.
That's right. They have like perfect disguises in Mission Impossible.
And at the same time,
but they always go wrong though. Like I don't know if a mask has ever, except when Simon Pegg was being Wolf Blitzer. I think that's the only time when the mask actually.
And they all go south for plot sake, but at the same time, all of them have been tortured and interrogated, so we know what they can kind of do. So Luther, he's often got grenade launchers and remote control machine guns. Renner can spot from afar, probably with a sniper rifle, and again, Tom Cruise can jump off a building, and Maggie Q can fight people. So then, now your biggest question is like all the Bonds. If there's one that looks like Brosnan or Roger Moore that walks in, then everyone's going to be pointing a gun at each other, Reservoir Dogs, akimbo style. Like who's who?
Did you consider bringing every James Bond at once, Steve?
You have permission. Yeah,
you are going to need a team. You're going to need a team to stack up against the IMF.
So this is the interesting question. Like, would I rather have every James Bond, or would I just rather have one James Bond with their team Q, Moneypenny?
You have all those resources. You have all of the.
I would say like some of the I feel like it's just so cliche because like they just came out, but like some of the newer ones like Moneypenny's awesome in the new ones. She was a field agent.
Except when she shoots Bond off.
Well, I mean, she shoots Bond. I mean, that's pretty impressive. Like to put that on your resume that you shot.
Well, she wasn't trying to though. She missed.
She still shot James Bond. Yeah, that's
anyway,
true.
So yeah,
It's not impressive to put shooting a coworker on your resume. I hope you know that.
So either way, yes,
that is true. That is true.
She's a sniper, much
in
like
my line of work, though.
So
what?
In my line of work, that's not
in your line
impressive.
of work,
like if you're in like military,
No, shot my teammate is never good on your resume.
But in all fairness, Chris, you also got a British international Interpol agent who also is good at sniping people. Remember Rogue Nation?
Oh, Rebecca Ferguson's character.
Oh, okay.
So you got her,
Ilsa Faust.
So you guys both got.
Oh, and she could do it with a flute too, or whatever, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was a gun. Yeah. If she turned a flute into a gun,
so
that's like some Lizzo stuff or something.
Lizzo. Oh my god. So yeah, Q and your new M could be talking from afar. Moneypenny can be going around, but yeah, your new. You got a good job with the new Q, because regardless of whether you want to use both or just the new one, he can do some serious Chloe on 24 style hacking. So he can easily.
I'd love to bring oh man, the new 007 girl played by Lashana Lynch. I forget her name. Naomi, I think, in No Time to Die. She was really cool. Ana de Armas's character, the Cuban, or no, she was an American Cuban, I believe, for the CIA. Paloma that he meets in Cuba. She was really cool too to have her on the team.
You can use allies. You can use any other CIA buddies or Felix Leiters if you want them.
Felix Leiter would be a good one. Exactly. I'm afraid if I did like a No Way Home style with all the James Bonds coming together, I just don't know how
think of this as the ultimate wrestling match, just or all the Robin Hoods or Zorros in the house. That's
I don't think
all the Sherlock Holmes fighting.
Yeah. Yeah, Bond inherently doesn't really work well as a team.
Well, let's just say, okay. So to make this easier, the IMF force has, you guys have jammed each other, so no one can use any intercommunication or headsets.
Well, yeah. Well, then my Q's not going to be able to help me very much, and Simon
he can still do computer hacking. Really he just
he can. He just can't communicate to what he's doing for me.
Just to make this mysterious.
And I can't communicate to him what I need him to do.
Yeah, I guess I'm just saying general hacker stuff, open doors.
True.
Disable security.
But he might not be able to know what.
And you're in Nakatomi Plaza, so all of them. This is going to get interesting really fast. So
open all the doors.
You have plenty of exploding computers and nice furniture. Right. So, how are you going to infiltrate? So, Chris, how are you going to infiltrate floor number 1? Neither of you are there yet, but how are you going to infiltrate?
Do we know where we're trying to get to a computer? Do we know where the
knows where each other is? The computer's at the very top because it's Nakatomi Plaza.
So I want to come in from the top. I don't want to go in. I don't want to go in.
Okay, so you infiltrate the top.
I want to skydive. I want to Ethan Hunt skydive onto the roof.
It's not a bad.
And Steve, you've gotten a sense that you don't have communication, but you're feeling ballsy. So you can send in just Craig and current Q and Moneypenny, or are you gonna have some other backup, have Sean Connery and Brosnan going first and probably die?
I mean, I don't want them to die. I mean, I like both.
I like them both too, but you could have Timothy Dalton go in. I was gonna say go ape shit if you want.
I probably have Lazenby go in. I mean, he only did one.
Even better.
No one will recognize.
No one. Yeah, they'd be like, "You were Bond," and
so you have Lazenby go in. And okay, perfect. So, Chris, you successfully infiltrate, and you are then captured by. I told you this is Nakatomi Plaza. You are captured by Carl and the rest of Hans Gruber's gang.
Oh, what poor timing! We are infiltrating at the exact same time as him.
And it's Christmas. Wait, so that means somewhere in this building is Bruce Willis?
Nope. Not yet. just both Hans Grubers. So
Carl's the worst, man.
Carl is the worst. So he is. Who did you send in?
Ethan Hunt.
Okay, well, so he's Tom Cruise. He can handle it, but he's doing his usual. I will fuck you. I will fuck you up, like in Tropic Thunder, and angry Tom Cruise. So. Steve, you just sent in Lazenby, and he is shot by the guy who looks like Huey Lewis at the counter.
All right.
Well played.
Like
So-
nothing of value was lost.
Yeah.
Nothing of value was lost. Yes.
Yeah.
The IMF force can still continue with or without Tom Cruise. It just means you have more heavy lifting to do.
Yeah, wait, I definitely don't want to lose Tom Cruise.
Yeah. And if you guys can't pick one, I'll do something that benefits both your teams. But okay. So again, you don't know where any of the Grubers are or if it's just one. I'll give you that hint. So but you know something's wrong. You heard Ethan's headpiece go you can't communicate, but you can get a sense, like you saw his signal disappear. You know something's up. And Hugh senses a disturbance of the force. He knows that one of the 007s is definitely not coming back after he went in. He sees a splat on the window being scrubbed off. He knows something's up. Do you guys want local authorities or outside help to intervene, or do you want to go in, not attract any attention?
Well, I don't think IMF would want to call for help, but
Neither would MI6.
their leader is captured.
Okay, even better.
They're gonna be like, we got to save him.
So MI6 wants blood, and IMF just wants to again steal the computer and possibly retrieve Tom Cruise.
So I'm gonna put in Ving Rhames brings like a helicopter to the party.
Yeah,
Flies it right up
I
there.
like the way you think.
And
You want him to open up fire like Neo in the Matrix?
not quite yet. That's like our last resort. I want to put Ilsa with like a sniper rifle in the helicopter to try to see if she can help
nice
help him on the roof.
Okay, so
And Jeremy Renner's on the helicopter too.
Oh, okay. So unlike Hawkeye, he's actually doing something. Perfect.
Hopefully, yeah. I'm gonna drop him on the roof next, but I'm first gonna let Ilsa.
And he has
cover
his
him.
Born Legacy powers. I'll just say that he has some hand-to-hand fighting if needed. Anyway,
Good.
So yes, okay. So you do that. You set off Han's detonator trap that he had set up the night before. Basically, demolished the entire top of the building. So now it's exposed. Now you can break in and get the supercomputer that you came here to steal, and you can see where they're torturing everybody.
I hope I didn't blow up Tom Cruise though.
Tom Cruise.
Let's
Tom
just
Cruise
say
never
he's knocked out for now.
He never dies.
He's just he's sleeping for the rest of the night.
I bet there's a clause in every contract he does that says he can't die.
You have permission to kill him if you want to. So you've just taken out just about all the other henchmen with bazookas and everything. So you got a lot of stuff working in your favor. So now all you got to worry about is Uli. He's still downstairs eating a Crunch bar, and Carl's on the elevators. His brother's somewhere. Tony's probably still holding some security guards hostage. Once again, McClane and company are not at this party, so you're on good terms. It's the day before Christmas. Let's just say that. They got here too early. You don't know where Hans Gruber is, and that's going to be kept secret until the bastard that I am reveals that. So Steve, your move.
Wow, I feel like a lot's happened.
A Matrix style shootout has just commenced and bodies have dropped.
Yeah, we're gonna.
You haven't made any move yet. You've just let all the best carnage unfold. So
yeah, so Bond's gonna go in. He's gonna need information because
which one?
I'll give it to Brosnan.
Okay, so Brosnan comes in, smooth self. Okay,
Brosnan goes in. He is going to try to wooze over a woman in order to just get information. Just get information. Like he's gonna go towards like the front desk area and say, I'm looking
just
for.
There was a guy who just shot George Lazenby, so you got to probably shoot him first.
Oh, okay, that's easy.
Okay, so he's off watching a football game, and you encounter the blonde girlfriend of Simon Gruber.
There we go. So
psychotic gal from
do you remember? Have you seen that one?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the one with
yes,
what's his name?
Your move works.
Irons,
Let's just say that because
so he gets the information and so he's like, all right, great, like that's
breaks
easy.
her neck because he realizes.
I wouldn't say I don't know if he would kill because Bond doesn't kill the women he gets information from.
Except Electra.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. But she's more of like an antagonist. Like I
more
wouldn't say
like she betrayed him.
Yeah.
Okay, so
But,
he knocks her out, and you go from there. So
We'll return after these messages.
Hello and welcome to Culture Shocked, the pop culture podcast brought to you by four aging millennials and our outdated opinions. Join us every Tuesday as we discuss movies, TV, games, and even music, new and old.
Dude, what do you think you're doing?
Are you seriously trying to record a promo without us right now?
Well, yeah?
Dude, you can't just do the promo by yourself. Who's gonna listen to that?
Yeah, and you probably haven't even told them that we're a pop culture podcast where we always agree on everything. For instance, the Sam Raimi trilogy, easily being the best of the Spider-Man movies.
No. But I think we can all agree that Jaws is a classical masterpiece.
Nope, don't like that. But we do all agree that the sequel trilogy of Star Wars is the best in the Skywalker saga, right, guys?
That comment is so ridiculous. I don't even know where to
Anyways, that'll do it from all of us here at Culture Shock. Thanks for listening.
Hey, it's Brent Pope, the host of Breakfast with Brent Pope. You've seen me on some of your favorite TV shows saying things like, "Give it up, Jimmy. You got to sink this putt to win." On Breakfast with Brent Pope, I sit down with guests from the entertainment world, and we do it all over breakfast. Or should I say Brentfast? Every week on Brentfast, you get inside Hollywood info and tips, great breakfast recs and booty debates. Most of all, you get the most delightful 30 minutes of your week. So dig in. It's Brentfast time. Listen at Brentfast.com, Apple Podcasts, or wherever fine podcasts are found.
Do you ever find yourself thinking about who would win in a fight between Goku and Superman? Hi, I'm James Gavsey, and on the Who Would Win show, me and my co-host Ray ignore anything important happening in the outside world and debate fictional battles between characters from comics, movies, and video games.
We got a new show every week, and almost always am I the winner.
Yeah, not true, Ray.
In the past, we've discussed such matches as Captain America versus Darth Vader, Solid Snake versus the Iron Giant, classic matchups like RoboCop versus Terminator, and even the Muppets versus Sesame Street.
That one was crazy. So if you're a fan of geek culture and love a spirited debate, check out the Who Would Win show wherever you get your podcasts, or check us out at whowouldwinshow.com.
We let things pile up in the DVR, we add them to our queues, we wait for the DVDs and Blu-rays. We time shift. The Time Shifters Podcast. Sci-fi, horror, fantasy, superheroes, comedy, action, film, television, maybe some not-so-current events. Find us on iTunes or at timeshifterspodcast.com.
Cool thing about Blind Knowledge is we are in multiple countries. We are worldwide all across the globe. We are in the US, we are in the UK, we are in Canada, Germany, India, Japan. We're in Australia, y'all. BlindKnowledge.com. Now back to the feature presentation.
Yeah, so I mean, now we're gonna start making our way. We're gonna start making our way up, and
it's Bond playing GoldenEye, the video game now style.
Yeah, and it's slaps only, no weapons. So we're moving.
Oh, you don't have any weapons? Oh, wow.
Well, no, I'm just making a GoldenEye joke.
Oh. Yeah, well, I mean, you can still hurt. You got your weapon. You can still hurt gun if you want.
Yes. So we're not going to take the elevator. Too cliche.
Oh, I thought you were going to take the elevator.
No,
that's
never.
Good,
if there's ever an emergency, don't take the elevator up.
Are on the elevator now. So,
like, even what do firefighters do in their emergency? They don't take the elevator. They go up the stairs.
That's because they don't work if it's on fire. The building's not on fire. Oh, maybe actually the roof might be on fire.
Well, I mean, at this point, probably is.
The roof's on fire. Okay, well, time is everything, so we'll get there.
So we're going up the staircase every time we come into somebody that we need to fight. I mean, we're going to take them down. I wish I could just like this Bond could like Mighty Morphin Power Ranger like change into a different Bond like at a moment's notice, like because like Daniel Craig has a great staircase fight in Casino Royale. So if Brosnan could just like it's morphin time and then like turn into Daniel Craig's Bond and just use like those his abilities to go up the staircase.
You can send in more agents if you want. They just have to like just do cover fire or something.
No, exactly. So I mean we're moving up the staircase and I'm hoping
Carl have just come down. They're wondering where the hell Simon's girlfriend is because he's been asking about her.
Oh, and then James Bond would probably have some kind of like funny quip that he would say like about her, like I don't know, like oh man, that drink that she had, it really hit her head or hit her in the head or something like that. I don't know.
Some shit like that. Okay.
He'd probably think of something a
Yeah,
little
goofy
better.
pun later.
He would think of something infinitely better, like easily infinitely better.
Something way more risque that made you say, "How did they get a PG rating?"
Yeah, and then that would hopefully if that gets them distracted enough where Bond's able to go after him and get to the same floor, I think that would
Okay, perfect.
that would work.
So you got laid, you're feeling pretty happy, you're already ready to kill. Perfect.
Well, I wouldn't say he got laid.
We don't know how he got the information. We can leave it up to the listeners. I mean, they can imagine however.
You're feeling pretty happy. Anyway, so ready to go in for the kill. So Chris, again, Tom Cruise still pretty knocked out. He wakes up and shit gets real. Hans Gruber enters from a mysterious trapdoor and shoots him in the face.
Oh no.
Just set an example.
Who did he shoot?
He just killed Ethan Hunt. So boom, got no Tom Cruise.
His contract.
It's in his contract. All right. Well,
we're setting up for a sequel, for a spinoff.
And he kills Tom Cruise by punching him off the building.
Well, I think there was an original plan for Jeremy Renner to take over Tom Cruise.
That's why it's totally happening because Tom Cruise has to do Top Gun anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got no Tom Cruise. Oh my
gosh.
Yeah, I'm dropping Jeremy Renner and Ilsa off the helicopter. Then
perfect.
They're going roof down.
Hans German special forces kicks in and he sends 5 extra mercs your way. What do you do?
Five mercenaries from Nakatomi.
5 heavily armed, and one of them has a minigun, Predator style.
Oh no!
So you got your Rebecca, you got Jeremy. They duck for cover. What happens next?
Steve, are there any special Mission Impossible grenades? Do we have any special explosives we can throw at them?
Oh man, I'm trying to think.
I don't remember any.
If you are struggling, I'll give you a fair chance. So you put on your costumes and you both look like Uli and Hans.
Ah.
So what do you do now? Now that you were able to detect him and scan him with your vision before he went into his trapdoor office? So what do you do from there? Stop shooting, you idiots.
Yeah, we got to pretend to be really mad that
so
the
Uli
roof blew
comes
up.
out. Rebecca's Uli comes out and says, "What the hell?" Breaks free their necks. Now you got 2 other guys who aren't buying it. They're going for their machine guns again.
We just got to shoot him real quick then. I hope we got to shoot him.
All right, perfect. So you're gonna have to keep these damn costumes on for the rest of the patrol. And there's no security cameras, so you got that to your advantage. Still an outdated 80s tower. So okay, so Chris,
that does help.
Yeah, so you're now going up the stairway. Do you want to send in some backup since Q's getting worried and hasn't heard back?
So does Q want to send in backup?
Yes.
You're saying?
Yes.
Yeah, Q will probably send in backup. Just because things have been going too long, and he there was an explosion up top, right? Wasn't there an explosion on the top floor?
There's an explosion on the top. It's exposed.
Right. So when that happens,
finally gathering and sending fire.
Q's gonna get worried and be reactive, not really proactive, but reactive, and just kind of freak out that something happened at 007. So send in some kind of backup to assist him.
Perfect. Okay. So you back up, you try hacking into the computer system and you find out where the supercomputer is. Do you want to do a rappel up there? Or do you want to still just keep fighting from below all the way to the top?
Man. It's a good question. I mean, the grapple gets you right up there. Going to the bottom of the top again takes some time. Then you have to kind of go through everything that everyone else just went through. You know what? I'm gonna roll the dice. I'm gonna hope I get a 20 here, and I'm gonna take the grapple. Just take it straight up.
It'll definitely look the coolest.
Oh my gosh, that'll be the money shot in the trailer. with that,
not the roof exploding will probably be.
That'll be like a minute and 20 seconds.
Produced by Joel Silver and Jerry Bruckheimer. Anyway, Yeah. Okay. So who rappels up? Is it Moneypenny or is it one of the other bombs?
I'm gonna give it to Naomi from No Time to Die, played by Lashana Lynch's character, because she like I think she does that in the movie. I think she grapples down.
Okay, so
at
our
one
Cuban
point.
gal, she goes up there.
Not the Cuban girl. That's Ana de Armas.
Okay, so who's the other one? Naomi.
The other one is she was in Captain Marvel. She was like the 007 that replaced Daniel Craig's Bond.
Oh, okay, that chick. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so she goes up and blam, she's shot dead by Simon Gruber.
No.
So much for being a newbie. Anyway, so
no. Well, this is really going to worry Q now, because Q's going to see that, now does she fall out the window? Yeah.
Yeah, all their signals are going dead. He knows, he's like, okay, they're either captured or dead. Let's just say they're dead.
So now he might send in Ana de Armas. He might send in he could send in Gareth Mallory, the M before, or that came after Judi Dench's M, because he was like, he had military experience before. Yeah.
Oh, I like this. Okay, so he breaks in and he's actually able to pose as a businessman on that same floor, gain Simon Gruber's trust. And he's like, oh, I'm just a businessman here on a trip. I own this suite. And Simon starts just bullshitting with him. And then you're able to land in a punch and draw a gun on him.
I think it's great, because also, I mean, Ralph Fiennes, who plays him, he also like plays like every bad guy. He plays Voldemort, Hades.
Yeah, it's a villain versus
Nazi
villain,
and Schindler's List. So I mean, he could like totally fit in with them and stay,
yes,
and just play the bad guy role.
Alrighty, and Simon, he's not digging it. He's got his own helicopter somewhere come out and starts firing at you.
Oh boy! All right.
You want to duck in, or you want to take Simon as a hostage?
I'm gonna duck in. I'm not gonna take Simon as a hostage. I'm gonna hope that he accidentally shoots Simon instead.
Okay. Simon gets it in the foot, but he's, other than that, doing pretty good. Kind of karma for shooting Zeus in the foot.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Chris, so you've done some hell of an infiltration. So you're able to get downstairs. No one's able to complain anymore. Oh, okay. So 10:15 our time.
Yeah, or 10:15 my time. So I guess that's 9:15 for you.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I won't keep it too long. Anyway,
no, it's okay. I just wanted to. I didn't want to bring it up in case it throws off your editing or something like that.
No, that's fine. Okay, so yeah, and this cool infiltration. So, okay, so you're doing some damage. No one's questioning the IMF team because, again, Luther's in the helicopter outside. And you guys are going around. Everyone buys that you're Hans Gruber.
That's fantastic. So am I?
And Uli. So yeah.
Okay, so I still have two people coming down.
Yeah. Next thing you know, Pierce Brosnan sees you, and you guys engage in gunplay until it becomes very clear you're not the main guy in charge.
Because we look like bad guys.
Yep. So we're still made here for you. And meanwhile, Luther has to eject from his copter because Simon's copter has just opened fire on it.
So, any chance he can land on the roof?
Yes.
Okay.
He ejected with a super, whatever.
So if he knows that Ethan Hunt died, he's gonna go crazy. He's probably just gonna like run in like guns blazing now.
Oh, he'd be so upset.
Yeah, okay, yeah, so yes, he happened to see Tom Cruise fall to his death, so he's pretty upset.
Oh yeah, because you kicked him out of a window, so
he wants to find out who that German asshole is and take him down. Avenge him. Okay, so yeah, so you guys are at a stalemate now. So Steve, what is the next Brosnan move?
Oh man.
Does he hand it over and then realize, hey, you're not German. You don't even sound.
Yeah, I think I would say I think my people are gonna say, "Hey, we're on your side," or something. I think they're gonna hopefully try to convince you that
which is
we're not actually the Hans Gruber's force.
People. So you take your masks off briefly, but now they gotta recharge, so to speak. So,
well, if you took your masks off, I'm immediately gonna be suspicious. Like why? Like why were you wearing the mask of another person?
Because we infiltrated the building.
Right, but we're both going after the same thing, and now I'm going to be like, but I don't want. Oh, this seems like how our show usually ends. Like on our show, we usually come to some kind of reconciliation between the two
exactly.
characters.
Okay, so yeah,
Well, if
it's all
Luther
off
comes in and
screen.
thinks you killed Ethan Hunt.
You all
Right, that's true.
briefly get each other in a wrestling match, and then it's a stalemate. It becomes very clear that you guys can kick each other's asses. But you want the same thing, and you've said the magic word and keyword. The rabbit's foot is the name of the supercomputer, so it actually has a meaning this time.
Classic MacGuffin. That's from Mission Impossible 3 on the
I didn't see that one.
That's the one that has Philip Seymour. He's actually really good, and he's the villain. And that was J.J. Abrams' first movie. He directed that.
Yep.
It kind of like, because after 2, people were like, "This is stupid," and 3 was like, "Oh, this isn't that bad," and then 4, 5, and 6 are just phenomenal.
Yep. Okay, so here we go. So you got allies. So Steve, your next move.
Ah, boy. All right. So
you want to send in more support, have Timothy Dalton do a sniper, or Sean Connery drive a car in there?
I mean, it seems like things have kind of
going down.
You let Simon get away, so he's still around.
Okay,
Simon
I'll make
Pegg?
it easier for you.
No, Simon Gruber.
Oh, Simon Gruber. Sorry.
Yeah, Simon's in the building somewhere, and he's got a
still in the building.
helicopter orbiting. The helicopter's opening fire now on police, keeping them at bay.
Yeah, so it seems like things inside the building have quieted amongst our floor right now. But it
Still
seems
got
like
to take out Uli, Carl, and Tony though. So.
Right. So Lashana Lynch's character, she's gone. I do have Ana de Armas as Paloma. So she's a CIA agent, so she could come in. Oh, also I haven't even brought in Jeffrey Wright's Felix. We never really see what he's able to do. He's never
James, move your ass. Yeah, but you also got your other guy.
M, the other M. Yeah, that's true.
M's
that's
in there
true.
in the building somewhere with a machine gun, hiding low. Probably. So I'll have a twist. He's in the same room as Hans Gruber.
Oh man!
Good. But Hans doesn't know it. Hans minding his time in another trapdoor within a trapdoor, but they're technically like a wall apart.
Okay, am I able to
listening to the walkie-talkie? So you're hearing some police chatter in another room and don't know where it's coming from. But
am I able to get to him?
If you want to,
I'd say go for it. I mean, I don't think that M
and Hans immediately surrenders.
It's perfect.
All right.
Yeah. And then M would take him to some like committee meeting where he'd be on trial and
Okay, so you guys are on the top of the roof. Hans has no communication, so he's just biding his time being Mr. Smooth Talker. And M is just saying, shut the fuck up, and pistol whips him.
Yeah.
Okay. Police start getting outnumbered. They have now brought in Batman. Comic book version. So Batman's Batmobile starts crashing through the lobby. So now all the other henchmen got their hands tied and are opening fire on him there.
Now is Batman is he playing one side or the other here, or is
he's
he
just stopping the crime?
He's just stopping the crime. Man,
so the bottom floor is good.
That's true.
IMF and MI6, you guys are keeping your distance. You're like, this is getting heated. Not sure how to intervene without.
Yeah, we gotta hurry at this point.
You're either going to get shot at by SWAT, or you're going to get in a fight with Batman, or you're going to get killed by the Gruber's men. What's going on here? Okay, so, but again, you got Brosnan, you got Becca and Jeremy. So you guys are on the second floor. And Simon starts heading that way.
We're like 4v1 now though. We should take Simon out.
All right, perfect. So Uli comes in and dies typical Al Leong style, where James breaks his neck and Jeremy is able to punch his heart in.
Ooh.
Becca is able to snipe all of Simon's men. So now, but you guys are all out of bullets now. So now it's all a hand-to-hand fight, and Simon's gun has just malfunctioned. So he's got a few knives out.
Steve, you got Do we have any knife guys with us? Do we have any?
He tosses a knife to you because while having
Oh,
a
wow,
shit-eating
he wants
grin,
a-
saying mano a mano, just like in military school.
Oh no, who's our best? Who's our best fighter?
Oh, okay.
Hand to hand,
Yeah.
right?
Okay. Well, so
I'd say Jeremy Renner.
okay, perfect.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I
Jeremy
agree.
does a Born Identity style move. He gets Simon in a choke lock, but then Simon is able to stab him in the groin and throw him out the window. No. Bond
Wow.
wins the upper hand by actually throwing a knife in Simon's face, and he falls to his death outside. Lots of falling.
There you go. That's perfect.
And then Becca gets to make a pun, and James has a shit-eating grin on his face. Boom. Up to the third floor now. You guys rendezvous with M and Luther and shoot a bunch more men, and you bring Hans down to the second floor. And he's like, there's no way I'm going to get to there in time. And they tell him you can't get a cyanide pill, and he's like, oh, I wouldn't dream on it. I still got a few more banks to rob. Okay, so now Batman meets with you guys, and you guys can both do a move first. Batman wants to bring, Hans to justice, and James is gonna definitely kill Hans if it gets out of hand here.
I think both our people wouldn't mind turning him over to Batman.
We can give Hans up.
I think because the whole point of it was just to get the rabbit's foot, and we didn't know that the Grubers were in there.
Yeah.
Okay,
right.
even better.
So I'd be like, sure, take him. He'll take him to Arkham, and
So, in a total irony twist, the police are not on Batman's side. So Batman gets his Batmobile and puts Hans in it, and has it drive outside and set it to self-destruct.
Wait, Batman kills him?
He sets it to self-destruct, but gives him enough time to get away.
Okay, so it wasn't Batman that killed him; it was the self-destruct.
The
Batman is
the
allowed to
Joker
use his
sees
car to kill
this
people.
and
Okay.
breaks Hans out of the Batmobile.
That sounds about right.
It sounds like a super mega blockbuster movie in the work. Anyway,
It does, seriously. Got a lot of rights to get.
And he vows vengeance on the world for the death of his brother Simon. So that's just how they roll, those Gruber's brothers.
Always going after vengeance.
Yeah. No one gave a shit about anybody else here. No one's talking about Tom Cruise. So you're at the bottom of the building. You still got to fight Uli and Carl. I'm sending some reinforcements. I think you got this.
We don't have guns anymore though, so we might need some guns.
And yeah, so Uli opens fire, and Carl's suffocates James with a bunch of chains.
A reversal.
Wow.
Steve, how many James Bonds you got left?
So I don't know which Bond was that. Brosnan gone?
You got Brosnan getting choked out.
So Brosnan's out, Lazenby's out. So I still have Dalton, Craig.
I didn't say Brosnan got killed, but he's getting choked out.
He's choked out.
Tony's
yeah,
holding him down.
Connery and more.
So you want to play a move, or you want to?
Oh, I could have Peter Sellers when he played him in that one Casino Royale TV spin-off.
I like the way you think. So Peter Sellers comes in and makes everyone laugh and forget what they're doing.
Perfect.
Okay, so Chris, your move now.
All right. So what floor are we trying to get to?
You're basically
do we know?
You're on the second floor now. You're basically coming to the lobby. You've already gotten rid of Hans and Simon. Jeremy didn't make it.
So I have
you have Becca and
Luther and Benji outside somewhere doing computer hacker stuff.
Right. You want to bring Benji in and say, screw it, bring in another car?
Yeah, I think I do. I think it's time. He has field experience. He eventually became a field agent.
Benji takes a SWAT-mobile and just rams it into the fucking first floor. Now Tony, and it runs over Tony, so now Carl's really angry because his brother's dead. And he's still choking.
Oh no, we don't want an angry Carl. So IMF would try to help Pierce Brosnan, though they wouldn't want just another guy to get killed like that. So
okay, so Benji, yeah, that's the fun. Yeah, now everyone's paying attention to the vehicle. Theo is in this has snuck into the first floor, and he's just trying to get away with some money that he's stolen from Nakatomi. And you got a few other levers, and the one evil gal is still knocked out upstairs for whatever reason. It's the magic touch. So Brosnan's getting choked out, and M's and Luther are playing it cool, thinking of what to do next. So, and Becca's probably your most agile player right here.
So, is Carl still choking Pierce Brosnan?
Yes.
Man,
can Benji see that?
Yes.
Yeah, I think he's gonna try. I want him to shoot him. I want to try to shoot him.
Okay, perfect. So, Carl gets shot non-fatally and runs away, and Pierce falls on top of the car.
I knew we would
and
team up
passes out.
eventually.
Not
Right.
dead.
Yeah.
So Theo, meanwhile, makes a run for your car and steals it and gets shot by SWAT. And Brosnan gets captured by police and has to talk his way out of this.
That should be fine.
which he could
they'll
do
get
that,
a phone call from like the Queen tomorrow.
Your Majesty. Okay.
Well, depending on when it's taking place, it could be the
know.
king.
It wouldn't
yeah,
be.
it's true,
I
yeah.
know.
Okay, so M is presumed dead, so he unfortunately doesn't have the support. So half your team is compromised now because now they got to go rescue the other Bond. Hate you, Bond. Anyway, so what move do you make next, Steve? Does M get to intervene?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, M's going to do whatever M has to do in order
So
to.
he employs Becca as part of his MI6 team, and she takes him up on that offer. Meanwhile, he got snipered in the head by Carl.
Carl.
No.
Yeah, you should have had Officer Pal here or Zeus to help you out. It would have been a different story. But so Theo's fucking dead, and you still got to deal with Uli. He's got an extra set of detonators that he's going to try and smuggle to the roof and blow this whole thing to Kingdom Come. Actually, no, my bad. He already died. Anyway, yeah. So, you got just 5 other individual henchmen left still. One of them has a rocket launcher.
I think, Steve, you got to send in Roger Craig, man.
Roger Craig?
I mean, Daniel Craig.
Not the voice actor. Yeah.
Is Roger Moore and Daniel Craig going to morph into like a Megazord?
Roger Moore comes in, uses his typical cartoon antics, and is able to have a chandelier come down and impel dude with a rocket. Meanwhile, Daniel Craig is injured by the rocket launcher blast and has to run away in slow motion. So yeah, you just got Becca here and Luther, and you got to send in another Bond. You got to send in Dalton or Connor.
I'll send in Dalton. He's been sitting on the sidelines.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so
His
Dalton
chance at
comes
glory.
in, and is able to snipe Carl.
Wow, he took out Carl.
Wow,
he's the hero of this.
He really is. They should give him a third film.
Yes. He's able to get Becca out in time as the building crumbles from a lot of the debris and fire caused by the rocket launcher bullshit, and he's able to. Luther is limping and being reminded of his version of Felix Leiter being killed in License to Kill. Dalton scoops him over his back and says, "Come on, big fella, I can save you." And meanwhile, Becca has to actually help him out the doorway and ends up sniping the Huey Lewis guy.
Oh, good.
So you're boom.
Grab a him.
So it's a tie for you guys.
We lost a lot of good men.
We did lose a lot of good men.
A lot of high paying stars.
Yeah.
Luckily, his insurance is probably really good. So
you send in some good cannon fodder. I started with Tom Cruise. He died in the first 5 minutes.
Right, I know. I mean, we didn't think that would actually happen
before it canonically happens in whatever movie's upcoming next.
Right, exactly.
Alternate universe.
It should end with the limo driver picking them up in front of them.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yes. The limo driver sees you and says, "The rate's free today, guys."
He says, "Merry Christmas," and then they drive away.
Yeah. There you go.
Perfect. Okay, so where can we find you all in the web? That was a fun versus match.
That was great. Yeah, thanks for having us.
I'm gonna be sure to save all the other pics for the next time we do this. Okay, so we can find you on just about every platform: Podbean, Anchor, Spotify.
Yeah, I don't know if we're on Anchor. Oh, I have to double check that one. But yeah, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Stitcher. That's best places to listen to us. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And we also have a Discord for anybody who wants to join that. It's free, no Patreon required. And you can find that information in the show notes to our recent episodes.
Whoop, whoop. When will your next episode be coming out? You guys can do a few a month.
That's a great question. Yeah, like as I mentioned at the top of the show, we're not as consistent as other podcasters are, like we said, only because it's not our career. It's our hobby that we enjoy, and we when we do it, we want to make sure that we are sitting down and putting and having fun with it rather than making it work. So we do have a couple episodes that are kind of on our backlog that we need to still do. This past summer, we did a listener appreciation summer where the fans got to vote for the episodes that they wanted us to do. We recently did Hermione Granger versus Ahsoka Tano, and we still need to do Davy Jones versus Black Panther, which would definitely be interesting to tackle that one.
Awesome matchup. I can only imagine. He's like,
yeah.
I will fight you in the land. I will fight you in the sea.
Yeah.
We've been getting some good Halloween suggestions on our Discord, so I'd like to get at least one out by Halloween.
Yes, I agree. We need to get a Halloween one out as well.
Is there going to be some Gremlins or Wishmaster?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be good. That'd be good. I forget what. There were some good suggestions. I can't.
Someone messaged us yesterday on our Discord, and I forget who it was, so I apologize if they're listening. It was Wolverine versus Freddy Krueger, I believe, was the suggestion that someone brought up.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. So definitely want to get a Halloween episode out before spooky time's over and we transition into turkey eating and snowball fights.
Very cool. And what do you think is the highest rated voting turnout that you've had so far? Because you've had a lot of voters engage in the polls.
I don't know the exact number off the top of my head.
So one thing we check the polls, we check our weekly poll, right? We do like one. We never have looked for like an old one to see if like we get a ton more votes. So I don't know.
No,
like, what's a good turnout for us?
I don't know. I mean, we've had some like with like 50, so yeah, it's it's definitely interesting. I mean, our voting numbers don't correlate with our download numbers.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, because I know like I'll have family members who listen, but I know for a fact that they don't vote, not because they don't care, but just because they're not that involved in the process.
Dumb, not a thing. Don't speak the language.
Right, exactly. So but at the end of the day,
it's Discord.
The Discord is in the show notes.
Yeah, so look up the Who Would Win podcast and then just bring up a show notes from the week, like the notes for a recent episode.
From the most recent episode. Yep, and you can join that Discord. Okay, anybody can join the Discord. Yep.
Follow us on the web on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. The podcast is available on Podbean, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor, Apple, and anywhere else podcasts are available. Feel free to review our show and leave comments on any of those sites. Thanks a million for listening. It's a jacked up